We will close our eyes. Welcome to the now. And isn't it a beautiful now? The beautiful light consciousness of the sun is shining on us and giving us light and awakening us to our consciousness. Before I give the message that I have for today, I'd like to give you a little message that I received yesterday while I was spending my last moments in the sun. Connect with celestial beings as often as you can in the now moment, for the loving energy can help you awaken. The first moments of light and the last light are the best moments to connect with the consciousness of the sun, which is masculine energy. During the new and full moon are the best moments in the now to connect with the feminine energy of the moon. Use these moments to go inward and feel your connection to the all, so you may awaken to your purpose. For your purpose is to awaken. The reason why I thought that was important to share today was because the sun is shining on us, and the celestial beings are great gifts in understanding our connection to the all. We do not see it as a sun that gives us life, but as a being of consciousness that exists in the universe just as we are. And here is the message for today. The best plans have structure and flow. I admit I do not know how life should go. It is always good to know what you want in your now moments, but to also understand to not be rigid or resistant to what the universe has in store for you. Trust that you are guided and loved on your path. Trust that everything in your now moment is bringing you to an even greater now. Always trust the path with love and gratitude. Say to the universe, I am ready to receive now whatever the universe has in store for me. Why is this message so important in our moment of now? Well, right now, the last 2 days, we have been in an eclipse and a full moon. Now, one of the most important things to understand about an eclipse is, first off, they only happen during full moons, and solar eclipses only happen during new moons. But to understand that during an eclipse, the energies are much different than in a normal full moon. And therefore, usually in a new moon, we go outward and express and say and ask for all of the guidance and things that we want in our now moment. But during an eclipse, it is much different. One should take the time or the moment in now. You're sitting in my notebook. the moment in now to go inward and to trust in the universe and to just receive with gratitude and know that whatever is meant for you is already on its way. The biggest thing about this eclipse is to trust the universe, for you have a great purpose to help consciousness evolve into a new, higher state of being and to bring the conscious knowing of the universe into the purpose of being. This has been a very powerful eclipse. As a Gemini, I have been going very inward on who I am to understand my being, and this is another great gift that I would like to share with each of you today. One of the greatest things I've done in my now moment recently is truly taking the time to read and understand my natal chart. For understanding your natal chart can help you to understand the energy that you came into this now moment as, to understand the energy that you have and always has existed as. They can truly help you to be who you're meant to be. And don't you bite my finger. They can help you to be and to understand who you are and what energies you hold within your being. It can help you to break free of the ego that most of us have lived in for most of our now moments and to awaken to consciousness. Take the time to study who you are so that you can bring your light to others, so that you can trust and be confident and love who you are. For there is no greater gift than to love who you are. And there is no one or no being who can ever love you as much as you do. There's been a lot of energies happening during this eclipse. And the other thing that's important to why I brought up knowing your natal chart is to know your natal chart so you can also understand how the energies are working with your houses during this eclipse season. For we have another eclipse coming. The other part to note about this eclipse is that this eclipse is in the house of Taurus. And to understand and learn how you may use the energies of Taurus to work with this eclipse, but to also use your sun sign to work with this eclipse. But your moon sign is also just as important, especially during a full moon, especially if you're a Gemini. For Geminis of all the signs, not to say better or worse than anyone else, but feel in a very uniquely different way than most of the other signs in the zodiac. For we understand that each sign does feel all of its 12 houses and lives in every presence of the 12 houses that it exists as. But as a Gemini, we feel these other 12 houses in a very different way, in a much more physical being way. Especially our first and second houses, our sun and moon signs. It almost can be an inner battle between many Geminis, and that's why many people see them as two-faced. For they are having an inward battle on these two opposing signs. As a Gemini Taurus, I understand this fully, more than most. For Gemini and Taurus are two very opposing signs. And so it can create an inner battle within Geminis. But you must go inward to understand who you are and to understand these energies within you and how you may use them in a conscious way. And before I go today, the last thing I would like to make in this message today is the fact that right now, as we have leaving the eclipse in the sign of Taurus and the full moon, we are now in a 2-week period before we enter the next eclipse in the house of Sagittarius. And this is a new moon and a solar eclipse. And so we understand that these next 2 weeks in the now moments are very important to go inward and to trust in the universe and whatever it has in store for each of us to bring us to a new state of being, of consciousness. Hey, 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 na, na, hey, na. Hey, 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 na, ya, no, ya, no, ya, no, na. So I ask you to understand and live in your now moment with faith in whatever the universe has in store for you. To not be so rigid in receiving what is already there and meant for you. And during this eclipse season, spend the moments as much as you can in the now, inward, and learning who you are. And each day, when you wake up and enter your now, and in the last moments of your now before you go into the dream, sit in gratitude, in silence, and say to the universe, I am ready to receive with love and gratitude. I'm ready for what already is within me. I am ready to shine my light and be me.